Why the blackout in Spain and Portugal this week was a wake-up call and what you should do about it for your business. My name is Sébastien Night. I am the CEO and co-founder of OneTake AI, and today I'd like to share with you why this blackout that just happened in Spain and Portugal was kind of a natural experiment that we should learn from and how it should affect our thinking for our businesses moving forward. Let's start with what happened. This Monday, Spain and Portugal fell off the map. Literally, if you were trying to contact friends or family, or if you were like many of us on Zoom calls with people on your team or employees and partners that were working from Spain and Portugal, they disappeared from the Zoom calls. And what happened was that the whole national grid in both countries went down. And at the time, there was a lot of uncertainty, both from the inside, because people did not have electricity, but they didn't have internet access, and all of the cell phone service went down as well. So they had no way to know from the outside world what was happening in the rest of their own country. And for us, on the outside, there was only speculation because you could not contact people that were on the ground to tell you what was happening. So we only know what actually happened because we now have the after-the-fact stories of the people that experienced it from the inside. What's interesting is you had maybe a couple of thousands of people panicking. You had several millions of people just hanging out, taking advantage of having a free day, basically. Most people took the opportunity of not having to work that day to just hang out at cafes and bars and take a walk because you couldn't take the train or the subway anyway. And then you had a handful of people, mostly entrepreneurs, who realized how much of opportunity it was, not just directly to make money right away, because you couldn't charge people through credit cards, you couldn't grow your business on the internet if you had no electricity, but another opportunity that I would like to address with you so that you can benefit from it. Let's start first by addressing this divide. Most people in a crisis situation are passive because most people have been trained in their lives to be passive. They work at the job, they do what people tell them to do, and if there are no more instructions coming because the internet is down, then they just sit there or go take a walk. That's the default mode for most people. However, there was an opportunity that I'm going to talk about in a second, which was to not be in that mode. If you're an entrepreneur, being passive and a consumer is maybe a little bit boring for you. But let's talk about the entrepreneur side. As an entrepreneur, the main issue that happened there for many of us that have online businesses is if the grid goes down and your business is down, there's not much you can do about it. But let's talk a little bit about digital resilience. One lesson that I learned a few years ago when there was a huge fire at a French web host called OVH is that our server basically burned down and melted in the fire. It was in Strasbourg. And the funny thing is, I got an email from OVH saying, hey, we apologize, there's been this huge fire and your infrastructure is down, but good news, we have a backup server where all of your data was safely copied and we'll email you with more news in a few hours. And then a few hours later, I get a second email from them basically saying, hey guys, bad news. The backup server was in the same data center as the main server. So when the main server burned down, the backup burned out as well. So bad news, you have no more website, nothing is left. So this is a lesson that I took very dearly when I started OneTake AI, because now we had additional risk. OneTake is an AI agent that edits and translates your videos for you, but we also host the videos, which means that our infrastructure is not only critical for us, but it's also critical for thousands of other businesses that rely on us to host their content, online courses, stuff that is critical for their business. So from the very beginning, we decided to have redundancy. Every video that you upload with us is hosted on several separate data centers that are in several separate countries, which means that even if we had servers in Spain and they were down during the blackout, everybody's videos were still available and your customers could still watch your videos. So even our Spanish and Portuguese customers who were down, if they were hosting videos with us, then their business was still live online, just not in Spain, but it was still live for their Japanese and American and French customers to be able to buy the courses, watch the videos, watch the marketing content, and access the content that they purchased. I think this is important. If your business depends on online assets, you should make sure that your providers have redundancy, or that you have redundancy by using multiple providers. So us at OneTake have this redundancy in place because we want our customers to feel safe in these kind of situations. Now, redundancy is taking care of the downside, but I said several times that I want to talk about opportunity. Any event that is a crisis will showcase how people react. So during the blackout in Spain, if you listen to the stories of many of my good friends, entrepreneurs from Madrid and Barcelona and Lisbon, they will tell you that most of the people they interacted with were just sharing the same kind of wild conspiracy stories that they would have shared on WhatsApp. So if you were the kind of person that shared crazy stories during the COVID era, you know who you are, then you are the same kind of person that will be sharing the same kind of crazy stories during the blackout. It's a cyber attack, it's World War III, Russia has invaded, AI has taken over, and all kinds of insane theories were circulating because there's no way for people to verify. However, there is a different way to react in a crisis than sharing conspiracy theories. A small number of people, when they found themselves in a situation of crisis, ask themselves this one question, which is, how can I contribute? If you're a local business and there's a blackout, you have this community to take care of. If you're an online business and there's another kind of crisis, then you should also be asking this question, figuring out how you can be of help and value to your customers, to the people that have trust in your business and your advice and are looking for guidance. So while most people were scrambling, there was the opportunity to think like this and think, okay, let's not think of a sales opportunity. Let's not be trying to make a profit by charging people $200 for toilet paper. But instead of that, let's see how we can add value to the people that are looking for advice, like in real time or afterwards. That's literally what I'm doing with this video. I'm providing some perspective and value after a major event that affected many of our customers, and also trying to share with you a framework that you can use because most businesses do not take advantage of this opportunity of leadership. You want to be a guardian of the success and welfare of the people that are a regular buyer of your products. And this is even more important in the age of AI. Look, this blackout was just a tiny, minor preview of the economic changes and the reshuffling that AI are going to cause in the next few years. So the same people that felt unprepared and caught off guard by a simple power outage will be the same people in a few years that will say, "Oh my God, AI changed everything and I didn't really see it coming." But we can see it coming. So let's think a little bit. What should you do now? The first part is on the technical side of your business, as I mentioned, is to make sure that anything that is digital for your business has redundancy. You have more than one method of payment. You have more than one place where your content is hosted. You have more than one way that you acquire customers. Just making sure that in the case that one of your providers goes down or is in a country where the entire country goes off the internet, your business is still up. The second item is use AI today to increase your productivity in creating the relationships with your customers and adding value. We at OneTake do that for you by providing you with an assistant that suggests content ideas, product ideas, emails you can send, scripts for your videos, outlines for your online courses and webinars and masterclasses. So you can rely on OneTake Chat and all of the tools that we put at your disposal to help you provide this value that makes you more unique and less likely to be replaced. You don't want your customers to just go to ChatGPT and ask for things where you could have provided the help or the product or the service that would actually get them the transformation instead of getting some random answer from the internet. And then third, you have today also the opportunity to become a co-owner of this AI revolution instead of being a passive customer and consumer. It's a good thing to use AI to help you in your business, but when you're doing this, you're like a tenant that's renting an apartment. What's ideal is if you get the value of the use, but also are at least a part-time owner in this transformative technology that is going to be the future of our economy. So learning to invest in AI, because then you get the benefit of surfing the wave and getting the economical advantage of all the changes that are to come. Right now, OneTake AI is raising a seed round. We are already at 825,400 euros raised out of our 1 million euro goal. So we are really close to the end. We're going to close our round in the next couple of weeks. If you were ever interested in investing in AI, this is an opportunity for you. Most of our investors are OneTake customers or entrepreneurs like you who want to be part of this transformation that is happening in the world that's going to bring formidable economic benefit to many people. And they want to be part of the people that were smart by being prepared for the huge opportunities in the future. So if that is you and you're interested as well, I will put a link on this page. Click on this link and you'll see a short video from me that explains who can invest in OneTake AI, what kinds of returns you could get, and how to get involved. Click the link and I'll see you very soon.